people who had cause to abandon their previous home and families, or people who never had such things to begin with. Luciola was one of the former, and I was the latter.
Welcome back, my loyal subjects, to more Trails in the Sky, second chapter. Ferro Fiasco here. Those Mokies that could call each other and recover themselves, we went ahead, defeated them. Oh man. We got down to one Moki left, and then it called an ally, so we had to then kill that, but we managed to do it! We managed to do it. Where did I set that thing down? There we go. Curative Horn. Oh man. Phew! We tried Tita to see if they could be blinded, but no. These things didn't seem to respond to anything but brute force and lots of frickin' luck, dude. One less thing to worry about, I guess. Indeed. Oh man, I'm still shaking! Having something like that come at you from out of nowhere, be still my quaking nerves. Yeah, I've never seen monsters quite like those before. I suppose this is our Phantom Thief's way of saying hello. I wish he would say hello the same way he did last time, way easier, though we did kind of luck out with having that anti-freeze charm on Zine. Knowing him wouldn't surprise me. Still, I think he's run out of stuff to throw at us. Right, all that remains now is getting that commission letter back. Let's look around, it must be in this room. Oh, right, probably shouldn't forget that. Man! But Blue Blanc's nothing if not fair. Once we complete his challenges, he'll give us what we're after. Yeah. Found the Ore Mine commission letter. Okay, letter recovered. Let's return it as soon as possible. I'm sure the mine chief is worried. Probably. Right. Oh man, dude. And good. Whew. Estelle, if you were older, I would owe you a picture of beer the size of your head. You saved my butt today. I didn't think you'd get it back so quickly either. Guess that's why they call you the Great Hope of Relent's young people. Who calls us that? Come on, that's embarrassing. We just did the job, that's all. Acting all humble, huh? Come on, young people have a right to be puffed up and proud sometimes. Let loose a little. That aside though, I'd like to know. That Blue Blanc maniac, please tell me you caught him and put him in irons. I really wish we had. Sadly, he's evaded capture for years, far beyond the borders of Relent. Estelle explained all she knew of Blue Blanc's history and how this was a crime of pleasure, not gain. This guy's internationally famous? What a son of a... So, what? He just came all the way out here for the sole purpose of messing with our lives? He really is a maniac. I can't understand that kind of thinking at all. Trust me, I think everyone here agrees with you. Still, I think you should be a little more careful with that letter regardless. This time it actually was a prank of sorts, but he proved the letter could be stolen for blackmail or the like. That's a good point. I'll think of some way to secure the letter better. Problem is, there's no real safe space in my house to store it. Why don't you leave something like that with the guild house then? Maybe I should do as I thought when I first got this and just ask Mayor Klaus to put it in his safe. Yeah, that should work, right? It'd be well, depending on the thief, it might still get stolen, but it's safer, I guess? Ha! Because one of the very first things that happened in the very first game was something being stolen out of Mayor Klaus's safe. Yeah, so that's better than where it's at, though. The problem is, Mayor Klaus already got robbed once in recent memory. I'll still be safer there than lying around here. That's a good idea, and you should ask the man. Yeah, didn't want to trouble him, but I'll go ahead and ask. For today, though, it's back to the mine with me. Oh my, right back to work? Yeah, the Septium export market never slows down. No matter how much we dig out, we can't keep up with demand. I mean, hell, you use ordnance. You know how important Septium is. Yeah, painfully so. We're pretty much always banging our heads against the counter at the Orbital Factory, lamenting our lack of Sepith. Yes, we do always seem to run into problems making truly high-end quartz. What, really? I hadn't realized bracers were that hard up for Sepith. You just need Sepith shards and not true Septium crystal cores, right? Here, take some with you. I brought a few bags home just yesterday.
Hey! What? You can just give us Sepith?
Yeah, it ain't that big a deal. We can always dig up more in the mine, and the big ticket items are the true crystals anyway. So, which element would you like?
Okay, it was Space Sepith we were seriously hurting for, I believe.
Gold Sepith then.
Received 500 Space Sepith shards.
Well, it may not be much, but hopefully it'll help you at the factories. Make sure to make some good quartz, alright?
You bet! Thanks a ton! You're really too kind, Gatton.
Well, I'm off to the mine then. Estelle, make sure you come back to Relent soon, alright? Everyone misses you and your dad. Hey, Frissa, Anya! I'm off to the mine again!
Alright, take care! Papa! Come home soon! I'll be a good girl and wait.
Yeah, I'll be back as soon as I can, Anya. You be a good girl and help Mama while I'm away, okay?
Okay. Aw. It warms the heart, doesn't it? Even Gatton isn't immune to those blood sugar problems, I think.
I'm off then.
Yes, good luck at the mine. Take care, Chief. Bye-bye. 500 Space Sepith! Alright! Quest Mine Commission completed. Okay. So that should be all. Oh, and we redid Chloe's orbment. We gave her Haze over Confuse, which actually let her use this brand spanking new ability called Zodiac. Temporarily increases all allies' parameters. That came in handy. But yeah, as you can see from our HP and EP totals, it was a hard-fought battle. Oh, man, we earned that win, though. Hold on, let's go ahead and, yeah, do a little bit of that. Nice. Still D-class bracers, though. But that's it. Yeah, we've done literally everything here. Oh, man. I'm sure they'll heal us on our way over. Or, wait, this is the way to the landing port, isn't it? And if not, we can just get healed in the next town over, so. Oh, wait, we could just go back, but F it, to the Bright House. Hey, Estelle, heading out already? You just came home. Sure you can't stay around for a while? Yeah, sorry. There's kind of a lot going on. Once our current job's done, I totally intend to come back and take a load off for a while. You really should. We'll be waiting. Anyway, your tickets have already been paid for by Ina. Ready to check in? As always, we should wait for the ship once we check in. Do you have any other business in Relent before we go? Nah, let's fly. Alright then. I'll give the Guildhouse a ring and call the other members of your team. Estelle's team checked in for their flight and waited for the airship.
Crap, dude.
Nothing like a really difficult boss fight to get the blood flowing. Man. And after they put us through all that BS with the puzzles? Well. We still managed it all, though. Relent. They worked us to the frickin' bone here, dude. Oh, I forgot to mention it, but we also found, when we were in Mistwald, we found a Wolf's Fang chain, or something like that, for Scherazard. So she's equipped with that at the moment, and has been for a little bit. I see. So now we have a gospel influencing people's minds. Using the fog's particulate matter as a medium to exert mental control over a large area. Well, that settles one question at least. Excuse me, Professor. And then... Cassius? Cassius, you old dog! Good timing! Escaped Leyston, did you? Yes, I finally managed to finish a bit of work. I thought I would stop by and see how you're holding up. Wow! Something's about to go down then when Cassius is on the scene. What's this? A report from your granddaughter? Yes, just arrived express from Merlent. It looks like he's also got one of Agate's swords, or one of Agate's heavy blades would probably be more proper. Thanks to Tita's report, I'm quite certain of my theory now.
About the gospel, I'm assuming.
Yes, it's ultimately still a hypothesis at this point. I've gone over it again and again, both on paper and with the Capel though, so I'm reasonably sure of this. Shall I go over it?
Absolutely.
Right then. Ahem.
What did he just do?
Oh, he took something from it. So, what we have been calling the gospel is orbital shutdown phenomenon. Tell me, what do you think it is, based on what you've seen and heard?
It's an effect that occurs to any orbital device located near an active gospel, chaining from one device to another. And it renders these devices inert while a gospel is active. And that's how it seems to me, at least.
Half right, half wrong. What you're describing is closer to the orbital arch anticept. That shorts out the internal quartz circuits of an orbment to temporarily suspend its functionality. The phenomenon generated by a gospel, however, is fundamentally different. It steals all the orbital energy formed in an orbment down to the very last joule.
So it's more of an orbital absorption phenomenon then.
Yes, to make a comparison to a combustion engine, it's like siphoning out the petrol.
But wait, unless I badly misunderstand physics, that means the gospel should absorb and store all that power, correct?
Good eye, lad. You've noticed a very important fact. So I've measured a gospel after it absorbs energy, but the gospel does not actually hold any of it. So it's remotely charging something? Not even a single EP's worth.
Is it possible the energy is being vented into the wider environment?
No, not at all. The energy disappears, completely, utterly, and quite impossibly thanks to thermodynamics. So, it's just turning orbital energy into nothing? It atrophies orbital energy? Furthermore, these new gospels Estelle's group has been encountering. Every time they're encountered, they cause unbelievable phenomena that even our best orbital engineering can't explain. It's unclear how they're causing such effects, but I can say one thing with confidence.
And that is?
They're too small. I can say with absolute certainty that any device enabling such massive effects could not fit into the palm of one's hand. Even if the society somehow possesses technology centuries ahead of our own, nothing that small could contain that much potential energy. I think I'm starting to see where this is going. So, I thought the ancient Zamurians were thousands of years ahead of us instead of just hundreds of years, so I figured these came from that time period.
You're saying the gospels must be terminals then? Access points of some sort?
Exactly. The only function the gospel unit itself has is an ability to manifest an abnormal warp in a local orbital field. That warp then resonates with any local orbital devices, expands, and draws energy from the devices. The energy then disappears through the warp. Well, no, it does not disappear. It is sent elsewhere. So it is remotely charging something. Probably another Ring Guardian-like thing.
And whatever is located elsewhere is capable of causing the impossible effects we've seen. You know, I hope I'm misunderstanding this.
I'm afraid you get a passing grade here, old friend. The society can use the gospels to draw out and spread the power of whatever this thing is. Spreading the influence of a mysterious force. No wonder the society named them gospels.
In that case, the nature of this thing bothers me. As you said, even if it's an orbment out of our purest fiction, or...
As far as that goes, I'm afraid I have no real clue. I've thought of a number of possibilities, but that would be pure speculation at this point. Now, Cassius, I will ask you the same question I asked you 10 years ago. We're in quite the pickle. What do you need me to do?
The exact words was when I asked you to develop the patrol airship. Well then.
Is he gonna ask for something similarly groundbreaking?
key, I think, must lie in this warp the gospel creates. Russell, can you develop some kind of plan or method of stopping the resonance, the spread?
Thought you'd ask that. I'm just about done with my current invention anyway. I'll get to work as soon as I'm done with that. Huh. So he's gonna come up with some way to block that then. Airliner Cecilia, on her way to the final, well, what must be the final area, Bose.
Alright. Really, child. My daughter keeps saying she wants to eat at the Auntie Rose restaurant in Bose. It must be nice to be a child. So innocent. So unaware of prices. Bose has a really famous restaurant in it. Oh, I know. Mommy, let's go eat there.
Nah, that's not about to happen. Not unless you've got those connections.
Bose has been absolutely peaceful for a while now, it seems. Even though the borough news says nothing of note's happened. That's something to be happy about, at least. Bos Market is dreamland for anyone who likes to shop. I've heard even the manager of the Edel department store is a fan of the Bos Market. Ah, Estelle, at last we return to Bose, the land laden with memories of our first meeting. It makes my heart swell to return to a place of such sweet nostalgia. Shocking as it may be, I kinda have to agree on the heart-swelling memories bit. Although, as I remember it, you were kind of rude back then. Yeah, there was lots of talks about fangs of lust, dude. You said I wasn't attractive and made fun of me like a schoolboy. You misunderstand me, my fair Rose. I would only display such cute, bashful behavior in order to hide feelings of love unabated. Yeah, I'll bet that's it, exactly. You sure didn't waste any time putting the moves on Shera, as I remember. Or Joshua! Well, putting that aside, as you stand now, your beauty is incomparable to what it was then. Yours is a supple, healthy beauty with a maiden's gentle virtue. Indeed, you have grown, Estelle. Oh, thank you. Though when you put it that way, it's kind of embarrassing. Please don't say it like that again. There is no shame to be had in virtue, Estelle. Still, you have but only begun to climb the ladder of adulthood. Should you wish to ascend even higher, I would be more than happy to assist you. No, thank you. If I was ever in a position to ask anyone about that sort of thing, I'd be a million times better off asking Shera. A pity. The things I could teach. Though, Shera would be the one to... I'll remind you that I have a very large stick! Speaking of Bose, I remember that lovely mayor and her handmaiden with the cool gaze. I thrill at the thought of meeting them again. And then... I forget what her name was, but I wouldn't be surprised if Lila was acquainted with, Elisa's maid. Oh. Hello, Estelle. Hi, Shera. So this is where you went. Oh, wait. Do you want to be alone for a bit? Oh? This is unlike you, Estelle. Why so reserved? You want to ask about Luciola, right? Yeah. She says we met a long time ago, but I don't really remember her at all. I was wondering what she's like, and if you could jog my memory. Let's see. Where to begin, then? We have to begin with her stage name, I suppose. Luciola the Bewitching Belle. She could show her audience illusions by dancing while using bells and fans, thus bewitching them, you see. Hers was the centerpiece performance of our little circus troupe, the one that really brought the audiences in. Illusions? Does she use an orbment to make them? No, she uses something she's always called illusion magic, which is apparently some kind of very old, non-orbal art. Luciola was from a family with a tradition of working that art. Was? People who fall in with a traveling circus like ours tend to be one of two kinds. People who had cause to abandon their previous home and families,
or people who never had such things to begin with. Luciola was one of the former, and I was the latter. Okay, so Scherazard never had a family before the Harveys then.
I was about 7 years old when Mr. Harvey and his band took me in. And then Scherazard is 8 years older than Estelle, so this was before Estelle was even born. Back then, I was little more than a street urchin living in the slums of a city. Pickpocketing, petty theft, there was little I wouldn't do to try to survive. The ones who reached out a hand to me were the troop's leader, Mr. Harvey, and Luciola. They taught me, the little girl who couldn't trust anyone, the warmth of a family. And they taught me all sorts of skills that would let me earn a place for myself in the troop. Dancing, beast handling, tarot reading. Luciola taught me all of it. But then, 8 years ago, Mr. Harvey died in an accident. Without his leadership, we all just drifted apart and went our own ways. Huh. I'd been planning on staying with Luciola, but soon after Mr. Harvey died, she simply told me there is something I must do, and vanished. Hopeless and lost for the first time in years, I turned to the one remaining man in the world whom I still trusted. As you might suspect, that was Cassius, who'd already begun working as a bracer. You know the rest, I imagine. So, if Mr. Harvey hadn't died, Scherazard might never have become a bracer. So that's what happened. I had no idea you'd gone through something like that. The reason I aimed to become a bracer at first was to improve myself. I wanted to be able to live and prosper on my own, show Luciola just how far I'd come once she'd returned. But, well, it has been 8 years. Perhaps that was enough time to re-examine my reasons. Shera. Aw, don't make that face. Like Zine said, I don't intend to simply fight her without saying a word. I want to hear Luciola's story from her before doing anything. I have to know what possible reason could have made her associate with the society. Yeah, that sounds good. I've got your back, Shera. I'll do anything I can to help. I know I can always count on you. Still, you've grown quite a bit, haven't you, Estelle? What? That's kind of sudden. I always thought of you as being exactly what I'd expect of Cassius's daughter. I don't think that's quite right or fair anymore, though. What do you mean? Your strength isn't quite the same as Cassius's. Cassius has a heart as deep as the ocean and strength like a relentless wave. But you, Estelle? Your strength is like the sun. You shine and make others shine just by being near them. What? My Estelle, you shine like the sun. I think that's why people are attracted to you so easily. It's what I like the most about you. And I know Joshua felt the same way. I don't think you need to feel any pressure to live up to Cassius is my point. Yeah. You really are my big sister, Shera. You always know how to encourage me. Thanks. You're very welcome. Not saying you should return the favor, mind, but you really should drink with me sometime. Now that you're a full bracer, you'd better learn how to handle your liquor. How is booze related to... You know what? Never mind. I don't want to know. Huh. So that's Shera's backstory then, almost completely in full. That's what I've really been wanting to know for quite a while now. I'll be back in my seat once I've enjoyed the wind a little more. Make sure you're all buckled in before we land, Estelle. Huh. Luciola the Bewitching Belle. And then Zine and Chloe are up here. Seems like the non-aggression pact was signed with no delays. I hope it leads to harmony between Liberl and its neighbors. I guess more or less might be fair. Apparently there's some very nice lodging at the edge of Valerio Lake. It's very popular with fishermen, I've heard. I think Valerio Lake, we got a book from Joshua there, and that's also where we met the Masked Luva for the first time. He was going by Lawrence Belgar at the time, I think. Hello, miss. Thank you for your patronage. To your right, currently you can view Nebel Valley. The fog around Relent has cleared, but that area remains foggy year-round.
Huh.
My, that fog was terrible. And then it just dissipated in an instant. I've never seen such strange fog in all my days.
Oh, Estelle, good work this time. You're really growing as a bracer.
I'm still kind of a newbie, I think. Like, I'm not even remotely as good with the staff as Dad.
Well, I don't think you should worry about Master Cassius much. An S-rank bracer is a master of their profession to agree that they attain the unity of purpose all martial artists seek after all. To be honest, I don't think I could attain such enlightenment even if I spent my whole life trying.
I see. I gotta admit, it's kind of hard for me to understand how incredible my dad is, but... Actually, Zine, you mentioned the whole unity of purpose idea to Chloe back at the castle. What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, I did. It's kinda tough to explain, to be honest. Well, here goes. Master Cassius was once such a transcendent master of the sword, he was given the title of Divine Blade. Today, though, he can wield the staff just as easily as the sword he spent his life training with. Why do you think that is?
The unity of purpose? He practiced really hard?
That's part of it, sure. But more than that, it is because he could instantly understand and relate the nature of staff combat to his previous experience. Something beyond what we call skill, above practicing forms and reflexes, above muscle memory. Think of it as a mental state where one can grasp the true nature of all things and control them at will. That whole concept is what we refer to as unity of purpose.
Huh. The true nature of all things, huh?
His plan to push back the Imperial Army during your war was the same, I'd bet. He understood the nature of war, of combat, so intrinsically, so instinctively, that he was able to construct the plan he did. There would be no one more fearsome as a foe.
I get it, I think. So Cassius has somehow mastered all things martial arts? In any applicable form you could possibly think of? But that means that even my supposedly enlightened dad was beaten in some ways by the society. During the coup, he was lured out of the country for starters.
Yeah, they almost certainly possess someone equal to Master Cassius. That's probably Georg. It's hard to know if it's whoever Luva is or this professor, though.
Could it be the guy we know as Lawrence? He was pretty powerful.
I don't know. He is incredibly skilled, sure, but I doubt he could match up to Master Cassius. Besides, his chi, his soul, they did not have unity of purpose, not in the way I have spoken of. He is a blade, sharpened in one specific way by the coldest frost, tempered to perfection, untouched by anyone. That is the sense I got of him in the arena, at least.
Yeah, I get what you mean. He hasn't shown himself, but I figure he's got to be up to something. He did seem to have some kind of fixation on Joshua.
It wouldn't surprise me if they know each other from Joshua's days in the society. Between him, me, and Scherazard, we've all got some strange ties in our past to this group.
Yeah, this got really Tales of Abyssy really quickly.
I wonder if this is the guidance of she who dwells above. Up next is Bose, the closest area to the Empire in Liberal, eh? I'd like to get a look at the famous Hawking Gate sometime if we can.
And then Chloe, what's she got to say? Estelle, out for a walk again? More or less. More importantly, I'm sorry. I didn't really open up about Joshua until the very end. Don't worry. Still, that girl with Joshua is one of the Sky Bandits, isn't she? Yeah, she's a cheeky, insulting little punk by the name of Josette Capua. She's also the single biggest tomboy I've ever laid eyes on, and people call me a tomboy sometimes. I see. She does, seem a bit charming from the photograph. She can be pretty cute if she keeps her mouth shut. She actually pretended to be from your school a while back.
And she did manage to play a perfect upper crust girl when we first met her, too.
I'm sorry?
Estelle explained about how she first met Josette at the mayor's residence in Relent.
I see.
That is impressively dexterous, if I may say so. Well, it does make sense since she's apparently former Erebonian nobility. Putting on a face like that is her specialty, I think. Huh. Come to think of it, yeah. She's probably had a lot of the proper lady etiquette training that Chloe's had. Peel away the layers, though, and like I said, at the core, she's a cheeky, classless little punk.
Still, from what I've heard, I can't really find cause to hate her. I suspect that if we found a chance to talk, we might have quite a lot in common.
Yeah, I can't see that happening. We'd slide off each other like oil and water. Our personalities wouldn't fit together. Trust me.
Maybe.
Nah, dude. Josette for party member. Oh, whoops.
Oh, Chloe, you were put to sleep with us back there. Did you have some kind of dream? I did. It was during the 100 Days War.
During the war?
Oh, I see. That's when you were with Matron Teresa. Yes, I was in the care of Matron Teresa during the fighting. We lived together for quite some time. And...
what's wrong?
It's just that, even though it was set 10 years ago, Clem and Jill both showed up. If I had stayed in the dream long enough,
perhaps even you and Joshua might have appeared. Well, that's a dream for you. Coherence not guaranteed.
Very. Still, in hindsight, it was a little frightening.
Huh?
In the dream, I was happy. Very, very happy. I wanted everything to stay that way from the bottom of my heart. But that isn't right, is it? Simply wishing to escape reality in that way.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's always nice to have a happy dream, sure. But, yeah, if you asked if I wanted to see that dream again, I'd be a little hesitant.
Yes, the dangers of the gospel. I feel like we've gotten a real hint of them.
Yeah, and I feel like we've gotten the actual reason why Luciola joined up with them. She wants to live in that unbelievably happy dream. Oh, man. So, definitely, if Luciola wasn't in love with Mr. Harvey, that'll be the biggest blindside this game has offered, even more so than Dragons, dude. Okay, so Luciola was in love with Mr. Harvey. She joined up with them because they promised her the ability to spend the rest of her life with them in an unendingly happy dream. That's probably everything.
Oh, hello, miss. We're very sorry for the delays at Relent. I'm afraid merely launching into that fog would have been incredibly dangerous.
My friends went to the guards at Hawking Gate, and let me tell you, the existence of the Empire weighs more heavily on the minds of our troops than anyone else. Ironically, I think our military men will welcome the non-aggression pacts more than the rest of us. It means they don't have to die fighting against a military force 10 times their size.
Oh, hi Estelle. Still walking around?
Sorta, yeah.
Oh, Tina, this is your first time in Bose, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
I've heard there's a really big store in Bose. I kind of want to see it.
The Bos Market, yeah.
Think of it like the department store in Gransel, but even bigger. It's actually a bunch of different stores all in one space.
It's really busy.
Wow, that sounds amazing. I hope we arrive in Bose soon.
And then, does she have...
Oh, Estelle, have you been up to Ravenue Village?
Yep, I stopped there once on a job. That's Agate's hometown, right?
Ravenue. Ravenue was in Bose. Kind of barely remember it though.
But we did, I believe, Estelle, Scherazard, and Joshua were on their way there. We met Agate. He looked like he walked straight out of Naruto, and I wasn't very impressed at the time.
Uh-huh. He has a little sister named Misha living there.
Wait, his little sister is still alive?
Agate goes back pretty often, I think. At least once a year to say hello to her. Ah, right.
Agate's little sister, huh? Must be hard for the poor girl having such an antisocial lump for a brother.
Estelle, that's not nice. Agate can be, blunt, but he's also really nice. Yeah. He is just kind of clumsy and easily embarrassed, to be honest. You know, I bet Misha's a really good person. Whenever Agate talks about her, his eyes turn so gentle. Tita? What's wrong?
Tita wants Agate to look like that when he's talking about her, quite obviously.
No, it's nothing. My heart just felt, kind of weird for a bit. I wonder why.
Somebody's a bit jealous of Misha, I bet. Wow, though. I cannot believe Agate's little sister isn't dead.
Misha, huh? I hope I can be your friend if we meet.
Oh, if you befriend her, then Rena's gonna have to chop her head off, dude. You can only have one friend in this world, and her name is Ren.
Hi, ma'am. You've been writing a lot lately. That fog and relent was totally a kick, wasn't it? I took the chance to get out and enjoy some nature when we were docked.
Yeah, I figured there might not be much of a note down here, but...
Hey, is something wrong, Agate?
It's nothing. You still wandering around the ship?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, about earlier.
Earlier? What do you mean?
You know, when we were put to sleep in Mistwald. Did you see some kind of, dream too? Oh, I see. Sorry. Do you not want to talk about it?
Nah, it's alright. Yeah, I saw a dream. It was nostalgic as hell, I'll say that much.
You too, huh, Agate? So,
You know, Estelle, you've got to work on your poker face and hiding you want to know stuff. Ain't good to be that easy to read. Anyway, it was just some silly memories of when I was a kid back home.
Sorry about the eagerness. But yeah, now I remember. You're from Ravenu, right? In the Bose region? This'll be your first time back home in a while then.
No. Was there just a bit ago chasing down the intelligence division guys. Hey, wait a second. Why are you assuming I'm going back home?
Aw, don't be embarrassed, you big teddy bear. You've got a little sister back in Ravenu, right? You mentioned her once. You must be the biggest softie when it comes to her, huh?
Hey.
Oh yeah, where the heck in Ravenu is your house anyway? I don't remember meeting any girl who stood out as Agate's little sister when we were there investigating the Sky Bandits. Yeah, we've been to Ravenu, and we talked to pretty much everybody. There was a girl with Louis, but no, too young. And I figure your little sister's gotta have your hair.
I'll introduce you to Misha soon.
This dude is gonna take us to a grave marker, isn't he?
Assuming we have some reason to visit anyway.
Yeah, please do. And in that case, we'll have to bring Tita along too.
Why would we have to do that?
Tita's kind of attached to you in case you hadn't noticed. She'd be pretty let down if you didn't introduce her to your sister, you know? Oh, I get it! You don't want Misha and Tita to meet,
What?
Now I get it! They might get together and get in lots of trouble like Tita did with Ren, or they might get jealous of each other. Being an older brother must be hard work.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Huh? Well, don't worry, I'll clean up any mess that happens. I've gotten pretty good at Tita hurting. So you just go ahead and introduce those two, crazy kids and I'll make sure nothing blows up.
Yeah, thanks. I'll be counting on you for that.
Okay, so Misha, I don't know, dude, Misha's got to be dead.
Let me just say this. I'm only heading back to Ravenu once we're settled with the job. Don't think you're just gonna drag me out there or something.
Oh, you jerk face. Yeah. Thank you for flying with us today. We will be arriving in Bose shortly. Wow, way to cut us off. Please be aware that there may be turbulence while landing, so we ask that all passengers take their seats. Hey, City of Bose!
not sure. Bose, there's nothing really standoutish about this place that's screaming final dungeons. But we do want to be... It might be really tough, but we're going to find out where the palms are at, and then maybe try getting everyone up to at least level 65, which might, as a consequence, have Estelle and Scherazard going all the way up to level 69 or 70 or something.
Everyone, hello! Good work out there on Relent. The Silver Streak, the Heavy Blade, the Immovable, and our Rising Star Rookie all together. Brings a tear to my eye, it does.
Rising Star Rookie?
You, of course. You're our little walking miracle who's managed to stop the society in 4 different regions. That's been the gossip anyway.
You've got to be kidding! Saying I stopped anything is overstating it more than a little. They just ran off once their experiments were done.
You did handle yourself well in the Relent case, Estelle. Don't sell yourself too short. I think you can be a little bit proud.
Yeah, but that was just, a bunch of coincidences coming together and...
No need to get so embarrassed. You just need to live up to your reputation is all.
Yeah, thanks, Zine. You make that sound like a cakewalk. Anyway, all that aside, what's the situation like here in Bose?
There's been no sign of the society whatsoever. No surprise, I suppose. Since the Sky Bandits were caught, the army's been patrolling the region pretty heavily. One thing sticks out though. There have been a few too many dangerous monsters prowling around here these days. Really?
You know, I noticed that the last time I was here, Bose seems to usually have more wanted monsters than any other region. Why is that? Most of it comes down to Bose being huge and filled with rough terrain. Makes it common to see monsters come down from the less inhabited areas. Thing is though, we've had 10 cases just since the beginning of the month.
10? That is a lot. I'm guessing that's kept Sting and the rest of the crew busy. Yes, and Kurt's team stopped by the other day to slay several of them. Be in your debt if you could take care of a few of them for us as well. And that strikes me as a good course of action. It's possible the society is involved with this.
Yeah, and they could hurt someone if we just leave them alone, so we should get out there and take them down. Huh? Agate, what's wrong? Yeah, what's up? You're really quiet.
Nah, it's nothing. Anyway, let's get out there and bring back some monster heads.
Pardon me.
The mayor and Lila.
Mayor Maybell and Lila! Good day. Estelle, it's so good to see you again. I'm glad to see you are well. Wow, it's seriously been forever! I think we last met at the Queen's birthday celebrations, right? Yes, it feels as though it's been ages. I've been hearing all about your exploits in the news though, Estelle. That goes for everyone else as well. I'm glad to see you all safe. Especially you, Chloe. Are you on school break already? I ended up taking a little time off early. It's good to see you again, Maybell. Huh, you two seem, pretty familiar. Well, Maybell used to be a student at the academy, and we met before she graduated. Huh? So, is Maybell only like a year or two older than us? And I'm certainly glad we met too. No, because Chloe's supposed to be 16. I keep thinking she's 19, but she's actually 16. And then if Mayor Maybell, I don't know, she could be 18 or 19 and still have been a student at the same time as her. I see. And Agate Krosner. It has been some time, sir.
Suppose so.
Hang on, Agate. Mayor Maybell, you know each other? Oh my, yes. I've relied on Mr. Krosner a number of times for various jobs only he could do. And 10 years ago...
Hey, Mayor.
I forgot myself. Pardon me. Regardless, I simply wish to stop by today and welcome you back. From the sound of things, you're pursuing an international criminal syndicate which threatens the safety of the entire country. An international criminal syndicate?
Sometimes they feel more like a society of supervillains, but that's one way to think of them, yes.
So far as the city of Bose is concerned, the threat these criminals pose is not someone else's problem. It's everyone's. If I can do anything to assist you in your investigation, anything at all, you only need to ask.
Thanks. If we need help, we'll definitely ask.
We'll be expecting a lot from you, Mayor.
Excellent. Now I'm afraid I must excuse myself here. Should anything come up, please come visit me in my residence.
Pardon us.
Alright.
And so now we should take a look at some of these preliminary requests.
Come on, Agate. Couldn't you have been a little more civil?
It's who I am. We ain't running a butler service here. Give me a break.
Agate can be kind of arrogant to people sometimes. He's usually polite towards clients, though. You were kind of short with the mayor, Agate. Wait, is Mabel gonna turn out to be Misha?
You're imagining things. More to the point, I remember talking about us bringing back some monster heads. Legrand, give us the breakdown.
Right, we have 3 cases outstanding. Crone Pass. First, there's a blade fang stalking around in the Crone Pass. We've also got a ghost epitaph in the Nebel Valley. And finally, an octobone raising hell at the Amberl Tower, which we were gonna visit anyways. Okay, got those written down.
Alright, monster slaying's the perfect task for my greatsword. I'll be taking charge this time around.
Huh? Well, you are a Bose native, my good heavy blade. You're probably the best suited out of all of us. I have no objections.
Decided then. Go ahead and pick us a team, Estelle.
You're being suspiciously gung-ho about this, you know. Please from your party, you may choose 2 other members aside from the mandatory members.
This ought to perk you up.
And then...
Great.
Alright. Antarose. Yeah, we're just gonna use the same team we've been using. Okay, so, if we're going all over the region to find these wanted monsters, since we're out, why don't we stop at Revenue Village?
Pretty sure I made this clear on the flight over. We'll visit Ravenue after we're done with work here in Bose.
You unfeeling clod! I think Agate has a point. We can hardly go to Ravenue without Tita. Oh, right! Gotta bring Tita.
Do you have to agree just because of that?
Alright. So, let's take a look and see if there are any other requests we can accept also. Yep. Imperial request rather. Ambassador Kranos' medal has been stolen by someone. The Erebonian embassy hereby requests the immediate and full support of the Bracer Guild. Alright. The missing lady. The young lady has gone missing. Please find her immediately. Read at Antarose. Look for the Royal Academy uniform. To develop a new dish, tender poultry, bird eggs, juicy bone. Lucky Fang. It might be Lucky Fangs that we're missing. Alright. Well, we'll go ahead, tackle all of these new Bose requests. That's all gonna be next time, though. So definitely join me then for more Trills in the Sky 2nd chapter. Bye for now, guys.